So I am from the northeastern corner of Colorado, live pretty much in what everybody would consider the middle of nowhere. I teach at a really tiny rural school. We are pre-K through 12th grade and about 153 kids. So very, very small. Both of my personal children go to school. My son will be one of my students this coming year. Um, Not to toot my own horn, but information to share. I found out last week that I am a semi-finalist for the Colorado Teacher of the Year. I'm one of
Wow,
only two
congratulations.
finalists. Thank you. And math hoops was definitely a part of that. I'm a big baseball fan, especially Colorado Rockies, although disappointing right now. And so of course I was watching the World Series and I saw Learn Fresh's spot there about the baseball series. And so immediately said, this is something I have to bring to school. I already used baseball in my classroom. I have one of my incentives for the year is kids that make enough improvement in math get to go on a field trip to the Math and Science Day at the Colorado Rockies. And so I was already pulling that in. I'm like, this fits perfectly. Well, I contacted the email it said to contact, and they came back and said, yeah, we'll sign you up for baseball. And then I got this other email saying, do you want to do training for the NBA basketball one? Oh, nope. We're not that into NBA basketball, but sure, I like the Nuggets. Why not? And so I went to the training and fell in love, and they sent me the games, and it has been game changer. We absolutely have loved having math hoops in our classrooms. Um, yeah, it's been super amazing. I am now a huge Nuggets fan, of course, and my kids have come to know more and more of players and stats, and now they bring that up. And my kids that do come in knowing something share it with everybody else. So the excitement is off the charts. I would definitely say there's a better connection with my students. It's definitely something that's just fun. So they love to come in and see math hoops games are out on the tables. They know almost every Tuesday is tournament Tuesday, and they get to come play math hoops before we start our regular lessons on those days. So they come to school excited for that. I would say as far as shifting math instruction, that one's a little less just because we're working on such deeper concepts, but I see them getting faster with their math facts. I see them being more willing to practice and get excited about it. And the stats from math hoops do carry over other areas. We use it, I pull out the cards and we'll use the stats on a card to do a problem once in a while. Things like that.
I love that. And the original creator of the game, he always would say, you know, he created the game to be a starting point so that educators can use it for inspiration for other things in the
Right.
classroom. So I love that you are doing that.
Well, and I was lucky because I got to be one of the global educators. And so one of the things that we did while we were there was we had the math class with the college professors. And I actually was able to take that PowerPoint and bring it back and show that same PowerPoint to my sixth graders. And we did a whole statistics lesson based on what I had seen at the global championships. Socially, I can share. So I also work with some college professors and who are doing research in my classroom, and they're specifically doing research around students' feelings about how do they feel? Are they scared of math? Are they excited about math? Do they have a lot of math anxiety? And so they videotape lessons in my classroom multiple times a year, and then they also have been interviewing my students. And one thing they have said is that when they interview my students, almost every student mentions math hoops at some point. How much fun it is, how excited they get, how it brings in something from their lives. So socially, it's become a big thing, and it's become a thing in the community too, because we have other community members that are hearing about our math hoops things that we're doing, and then they want to see more. Um, when we happened to get lucky enough to get one of the math hoops live games this year, and we put on a community thing with that, where at one of our state playoff basketball games, we were able to do math hoops at halftime of the game and involve the whole town. So I had kids playing math hoops. Excuse me, sorry. I had kids playing math hoops live um, on the court at half school game, which was super fun. If I want to think of a specific kid, I've been blessed to have two kids get chosen for global. The first one was a student who wasn't super strong in math, but was a huge basketball player. And it lit her up. She got so excited about math hoops and all her favorite players, and that totally got her invested in the class. And then I saw her take that and just become stronger and stronger in her regular math because she was so excited. She felt like she belonged, I think. And then the second student that I had sent was a very shy, very quiet student. And I actually saw math hoops kind of bring her out of her shell, and then that went to her math ability, and she was more willing to talk and share as we worked in class because she felt comfortable, I think, from the math hoops and the fun competition. And we do a lot with fun competition in the classroom, and math hoops leads right into that. Absolutely. I think it's just because I feel like my classroom is fun, and math hoops being a big part of the fun, kids get excited and they go home and they talk about the fun things that we're doing and the different projects that we do, math hoops being part of that. And because of that, I think is what helped me get nominated for that. But then it's also something where I can say to the wider audience, kids have to have a reason to want to come to school. If they don't want to be there, absolutely nothing we do during the day is going to matter at all. If what gets that kid out of bed at 6 a.m. on Tuesday morning and gets them to school is math hoops, then excellent. I got them in the door. And then they're a little bit excited for the day. And then maybe they play some math hoops and we build on that for the rest of the day. And they get excited about some of the other stuff that we're doing that maybe they weren't excited about. But if I can't get them out of bed and to school, there's no reason. So I'm always looking for real world ways that don't water down instruction, but give kids a reason to be excited about what we're doing so that they want to do the really challenging and hard stuff. Oh, gosh, that's tough. Probably, well, I've got a couple. So this year we were lucky enough that we got to be in the Nuggets practice gym playing Math Hoops live with all of my students, and Math Hoops was kind enough to let me bring all 36 of my kids. And just to walk in there with my whole group and see their eyes light up when they saw that gym was fantastic. But also watching kids at math hoop events we've gone to in the past in Denver and having kids win the championship there. Some ways that's even more fun than having a kid go to global. Having my kids go to global was amazing, and I absolutely loved it, and we've got memorabilia in my room and all that kind of stuff. But watching them win with all of us there cheering them on, it's fun. You know, it's like winning a championship in a sport, but it also has the math, so it makes math cool too.
That's awesome. We have a school here in Philly, well, it's in Canada and across the river.
Huh?
They won the global champion at the time, the national championship in 2019, and they put a banner on the fence.
Oh, I love that.
For a sports tournament. Yeah, it was like,
yes, I love that.
Yeah.
I can say I have two different students who didn't go to global, but did win at the state level. And they tell me their Nugget signed ball is their most valuable possession ever. In fact, I can say I had one student this year, and he had a whole bet going with me all year that if he made it to my Hall of Fame, which is my top level of most improvement in math for the year, if he made it to the Hall of Fame, I would buy him the display case to put his ball in. So, and he made it. I had to order the display case. It was fantastic. Things that I'm excited about. I have been doing a lot of work with using AI in the classroom and different ways to bring that in, both for students and for teachers. And if you told me a year ago that I was going to be the AI fellow for my school and be teaching everybody else about AI, I would have said you were absolutely crazy. But I am loving it, and it's exciting my teaching. It's changing how I do things because the prep work side of it is much easier, but there's also so much cool stuff that we can do as far as kids being able to build chatbots and talk about what they're doing. So I'm really excited about what AI can bring to the classroom. That's also a challenge though, because there's that slippery slope of kids using AI to cheat, kids using AI instead of social experiences with their peers. So keep bringing us things where kids have to work together, as we want to keep that human aspect and we want to keep that collaboration, even as things get more and more digital. Other things that I'm excited about, I am loving, I use a program called Building Thinking Classrooms in my class a lot, and it's really centered around kids solving together and kids collaborating on answers, and then taking what they learn from figuring it out themselves and teaching it to others. And so I'm really passionate about finding ways to not only have my kids figure out information on their own, but then be able to present and teach that information to others.